Libra, welcome to your Sunday Shuffle. Like always, these are general collective readings, which means they may or may not resonate. Perfectly normal. If you don't resonate with it at all, check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. The general rule applies. Take it resonates, leave it does not. What's going on, please, for Libra? And once more, happy birthday to you. I'm happy to report you had a fantastic in-depth reading for yours and theirs. Yours will be out next Saturday. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. It was beautiful, bold, unique. 4 aces, lovers, 6 of cups. Oh my goodness. I don't know that it was a lover that you had yet to meet. I wasn't entirely convinced of that, and I was very honest with you about it because it was wrapped up in 4 aces. So it could be a very strong renewal with the contract of a lifetime whom you know or may not know. I don't know, but I loved it. I loved every second of it. It was great. So, you don't like what you see here today? No problem. Check out your in-depth, which again will be next Saturday. What's going on, please? What's going on, please? What's going on, please? There still seems to be some confusion about the release schedule, which again, guys, whenever there's confusion, go to the description box. Almost everything you need to know is in there, okay? All right, Temperance. 9 of Swords, yeah. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Okay, the World. An offer ended, cycled out. Something did not come to fruition. Something would not come forward, or a contract is no longer renewed. This is not a surprise to you. You seem to be aware of it. That's why you opened up immediately with this sense of temperance. What this is, I don't know. We will see. It caused you stress, so that tells me you were in a position to maybe deal with it, or you knew it was coming. Okay. Let's see that future. I got the King of Pentacles. The 8 of Cups, the Hermit. Okay. We're looking like we're trying to heal some sort of emotional detachment with somebody. Don't know why that's coming up in the future. As far as I can tell, you kind of left, roughly translated, you logged out over here. And I know it's a bit more extensive than that, but yeah, you logged out over here. And now I see you trying to cure some ills that you have with somebody. So let's take a look. They might be completely separate concepts. All right. Show me Temperance, please. Show me Temperance. Time has passed, and in that interim of time having passed, hopefully we've done active work in healing. That means the hard stuff on the inside, not so much the outside. Inside healing, outside healing. Okay? Inside healing is very uncomfortable because that means we have to confront things like guilt, shame, sadness, right? We don't really have to consolidate things like happiness, joy, and love, right? We should just be enjoying those. Temperance is the hard stuff, okay? So, let's take a look. Show me Temperance, please. And this is energy that's with you, and it's kind of an umbrella to everything that I'm saying here today. Show me Temperance. Two of Swords, confusion, the Magician, manifesting. Oh, okay. Okay, so you're having to summon forth the will to close the cycle. And you are consolidating your energy towards this. In other words, not easy. You are trying to come to terms with something closing as we speak. Okay. And you're summoning it with the Magician. And it's not without rhyme or reason. You understand that to close this out might afford you other opportunities elsewhere, but it's like that doesn't make this any easier. You're trying to consolidate. I think you're trying to understand if this world is good for you, cycling this out. Here's the thing. You're summoning it with the Magician, so that tells me already that you want it to happen. I just don't know with Temperance here how much you actually want it to happen, or that you know it's good for you. It might be good for you to close this cycle out. It's like I need to summon the courage. I need to consolidate myself towards this. I need to consolidate my emotions towards this. It's not easy. I understand. It's not. These kind of things have to be consciously done. But the thing is that I strongly suspect you want this more than you understand. The Magician, the Two of Swords. That Magician's so much bigger than the blindness. So you may not fully understand here how much you actually want to close this cycle out. You're saying, I'm not convinced yet. Perhaps I can heal it, or perhaps the situation needs more time. But I really see you playing for time and that you're still warming up to this. Okay. I think you already know the conclusion. You just haven't warmed up to the conclusion yet. Not yet. That's what true consolidation is. consolidation of those difficult feelings, so you can be on the same page with you. You are pulling in this cycle, and I do see it being backed up here as well, so it does look like it's come through. That doesn't make it, again, any easier, especially if you're the one who's having to take responsibility for the cycle. Okay? All right, let's see that's Nine of Swords, please. Nine of Swords. The more you understand, however, that you want this to end, the sooner it can happen. Right now you're showing me it's a slow cycle, which means it's going to be that much more painful. But I don't want you to rush through it either, because that means you may not be prepared for it either. So hopefully you're somewhere in between of knowing you want this, but not too fast. Okay? Show me that Nine of Swords, please. Show me that Nine of Swords. Show me that Nine of Swords, please. Ten of Wands, Eight of Wands. It's been very hard for you to commit to communicating what you're thinking because, well, your mind is racked with stress and anxiety. And when our mind is like this, it's really hard for us to effectively communicate what we're trying to convey. That's what I'm saying. You really need to get more in touch with the fact that you're pulling in an ending. It's just accepting it. That's what I'm saying. You haven't fully accepted how much you want this ending. And therefore, in your 3D, it's going to come out, I don't know why I'm upset. You see what I'm saying? That's what it sounds like in the real world. Spiritually, you want this to be done. But you're saying time delay, because you're not fully on board with it. You're still splintered. And it's reflecting in your communication as well. You don't know how to commit to communicating how hard this is and how stressful it is. You're still playing for time. The sooner you can get on board with this, the less fragmented you will feel, and your communication will become clearer. Your intentions will become clearer. But you're not done handling these difficult emotions yet. Let's see that Ace of Pentacles. There's some sort of contract that you don't want to fulfill anymore. An offer you don't want to extend anymore. I don't know. Let's take a look. Let's see that Ace of Pentacles, please. Show me that Ace of Pentacles. Show me this Ace of Pentacles. I do not know what this is. Work, love, goals. I don't know. You want it to be over. I don't need a third card. For humor, yeah, we don't want this anymore. That makes you feel better. You don't want this anymore. I wouldn't either. I don't even know what the fuck that is. I don't want it either. That's how much your energy is rejecting this. And you were trying to get, let's just call it for what it is, you're trying to get the guts, the nerve, to end it in the 3D. You hear me? Dead center reading, the heart of the matter. This offer, whatever it is. Ten of Swords is painful as well as dead. Six of Swords, you want to move on from it. You're tired of resisting this. I need this is your energy right now. I want it to be over. You need to get like this. Okay, when you get like this, you will stop apologizing. You will stop freaking out. You will stop being anxious. You will stop being frustrated. You will stop being angry. Once you know that this is your goal, then your world will get a lot easier. But right now you're here. And they're trying to connect. In other words, you accepting this is the end. Okay? But you're in alignment. And that will take the stress down exponentially. You have to have the nerve, honey, to get on board with you. Everything begins with the self. You're not going to get whatever is on the other side of this and on board and in alignment with you if you're not in alignment with you first. It will be a fight and a battle so long as it's a fight and a battle within you first. If you want something to be over but you can't admit it to yourself, then your outside world is going to reflect that struggle. It's not going to want to let you go. It's going to want to constantly pull questions and answers from you. Why this? Why that? And you're going to be, I don't know. Yes, you do. You just won't accept what you know yet. So when you get like this, you'll be able to answer those questions. They won't be fun. but you will be able to answer them, and you will be able to say, this is what I'm going to do next, and mean it, even if it doesn't feel good. But at least you will be on board with you. Cycles must come to a close. Sometimes they open. Sometimes they close. And sometimes we retain them, and they just keep going like this. Because it's a good flow. Or it's supposed to be a good flow. Okay? And sometimes it's not. It's just repetitive cycles that probably served its purpose, but that doesn't mean we're supposed to perpetuate it. And that could be anything. Point is, honey, the more anxious and wound up you are about it, you're going to get a struggle in your 3D world because you haven't accepted it. That for whatever it is you're trying to give up hasn't accepted it either. That's what I'm saying. Everything begins with the self. And the more you understand this is over and you convey it and you mean it and you own it, the other side has to accept it. You see what I'm saying? So when I say everything begins with the self, it does. The stuff that we have say over. The stuff that we have direct choice in. Let's see that world. Let's see that world, please. Let's see that world. Four of Swords, the Knights of Wands, the Death. Yeah, this is something you need to keep in mind. The Libra I'm looking at, you've tried to show whatever this is positive enthusiasm towards healing, but it won't take. That tells me you've tried it before. To get over it, to heal from it, just let it slide, be chill about it, relax, let it go. You've tried these things. Okay? You even opened up with temperance, but now your temperance has changed from trying to heal this situation to giving yourself time to let this go and accept it. And the Death is over here saying, no, the chances on this are up. It's complete the cycle, Libra. It'll make your life 10 times, 20 times easier. Complete it. Just complete it. Complete it. Stop giving it chances and stop trying to rest and stop trying to play for time. It's not working. Because I will see people play for time all the time, and if you're only killing time, it'll kill you right back. Don't do that. Don't play into that game. Consolidate your energies and understand this was the end product to whatever this cycle is, and I still don't know what the fuck it is. Even I'm sick of it. For some of you it is work. For some of you it is a relationship. For some of you it's a sticking point. Who knows? It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. You let it go. Allow yourself to let it go. Accept it. And then that acceptance will show in the 3D. What are you so scared of? It clearly doesn't want to be in your life anymore. More to the point, you opened up with telling me you don't want it in your life anymore. So embrace it. Embrace the knowledge. You know? Let's say this King of Pentacles. In the future, King of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, the Hermit. Now this is interesting. Show me this King of Pentacles, please. Show me this King of Pentacles, please. Your passion for this is dead. I don't even see healthy emotions for it either. I don't know what the heck this is. Ace of Cups, the Hierophant, the Five of Swords. Man. If you were being honest with yourself, I'm assuming this is you. Five of Swords, the Hierophant, the Ace of Cups. The Hierophant's not really too big on lying to himself. Unless he feels he has to. It's very rare to see that combination together. Except for if somebody uses their spiritual agenda to justify what they're doing. And then that's like, you know, I do this in the name of my religion. That's almost always the Five of Swords in the Hierophant, but I typically don't see it that way. This is a personal context. I got somebody who, in their higher self, when they're being honest with themselves, when they are being honest with themselves, their higher self, they've been wanting to love for a long time. Something. Ace is here. Again, it could represent anything. I see this now as a contract that you just don't want to fulfill anymore. And it's been cycling over. But this King of Pentacles fellow, this you, practical, resourceful, head of household. Otherwise, you know what you're doing. Resourceful, all that stuff. Reliable. When our higher self is being honest and not using Five of Swords, we've wanted to open our heart for a long time. in a different direction, any direction. To ourselves, first and foremost, to love ourselves more, to do what we need to do, to get back into a state of loving ourselves better and taking care of ourselves more. And understanding that sometimes, yes, we can justify things if we want to strongly enough, but it's not worth it if it costs us. You know, there's a fine line between I got to do what I got to do because I committed to it and what we're telling ourselves to our own cost. Big difference there, you know, but it's also a fine line. I want to get that heart back into a healthy place, and I want you to be able to trust yourself again. And it's hard for us to trust ourselves when we keep denying what it is that's right for us, right? And so it's like you're learning to trust yourself, you're learning to love yourself. And your heart's been wanting to go in a different direction for a while now. Let's see this Eight of Cups, please. Show me this Eight of Cups, please. Show me this Eight of Cups. Show me the Eight of Cups, please. Page of Swords, Nine of Cups. There you go. Doesn't that feel better? You're coming back to yourself slowly but surely in the future. You are slowly but surely getting back into yourself. Wherever this emotional... And of course, going through something like this will be emotionally exhausting. Make no mistake. And this is what happens when you don't trust yourself to manifest an ending. Even though you really want it, but you keep talking yourself out of it. Even though you've been given signal after signal that this is done. Finito. Bye-bye. Let it go. You're going to lose trust for yourself. A little bit, yeah, because you weren't listening to your instinct. You weren't listening to your intuition. You weren't listening to your manifestation. You did eventually get there. You did. Death is over the world. This is done. That doesn't mean you didn't put yourself through hell to get there. And I'm sorry, the Libra I'm looking at, I'm sorry you didn't trust yourself sooner. And I'm sorry you didn't fully accept it. You have all the skills, honey. You have all the skills. You have all the abilities. Just... if there's ever a next time like this, listen to yourself sooner rather than later, and you can spare yourself all this bullshit. Anyway, slowly but surely you will get back into yourself and waking up to a sense of this feels good to me, I love myself, and I have confidence again. Yes, you've got to learn to trust yourself. Understand that this feeling that your Hierophant is so much bigger than whatever deception you've told yourself about moving forward. That you're learning to love yourself again, to trust yourself again, and put yourself forward again. Right? That you can trust that you are doing what's in your best interest. And not only was it in your best interest, it was overdue. That's why you saw so many endings, because it was supposed to happen, and probably was supposed to happen a long time ago. You even told me you didn't want to fulfill that contract anymore, but you kept doing it. Anyway, you're starting to feel better. You're coming out of the numbness and the disbelief, and that's great. First signs of really strong healing here. And a recovery, I should say. And then the Hermit here as well. That's, hey. That's good. That's good. So that Hermit here. Honey, I don't think you understood how much you wanted this to end, but you had to put yourself through absolute hell before you would allow yourself to admit it. I mean, wow. Show me that Hermit, please. This might be an extension to what I saw in your in-depth, because I just saw you straight up did what you needed to do to get that thing that you needed to get. This might be everything that happened in between. The Eight of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. You're secure. Okay? You're secure. Alright? You're secure. You'll be fine. Whichever this is, you are secure. You will be fine. You're taking good care of yourself. Okay? You're showing me stability. You are showing me a strong sense of self-appreciation, and that your heart's relaxing. That you are loving yourself again, and that you're trusting your environment and your ability to make decisions for yourself again. Okay? In other words, you feel a lot more stable, and you're not questioning yourself. This is the opposite of stability, and this is you full-on questioning yourself, despite the prevalency of an ending here. I need you to accept it, honey. I just, you know what I think? This kind of thing about I want this, but I'm resisting it, makes me think it might be a cycle, an ending that's being presented to you, and you want it to happen, but you can't admit it. It makes me feel like that. At first I'm like, you're generating this ending. I know you are, but now I'm thinking maybe it's an ending that's being presented to you, and you actually want it, but you don't know how to accept it. You don't know how to say that. You don't know how to say, I want this. I want this ending. I want it as much as you do. In fact, I wish I had brought it up first. But but for some reason you can't say that. You feel like you have to fuss and fight for it and kill time and delay before you can accept it. Why? You don't even want it anymore. Do you feel like you have to put on a show? Do you feel like you have to keep fighting for something you have no interest in fighting? And in fact, you'd like to speed it up. But for some reason, you getting on board with it. That's the thing. Is it an ending you're being presented with, and you're like, oh, I didn't see that coming. No, you did. Not only do you see it coming, you wanted it to. Is it just like, this is it? This is actually happening? Is that the response? Like you wanted it to, but you didn't think the day would ever come? That kind of thing? Could be. Because the universe saw fit to not just bring you this ending, but to confirm deep down what it is that you wanted, even if you couldn't see it. It's absolute confirmation for Libra I'm looking at that this was supposed to happen, even if you couldn't see it. You did want it. And so you put up some protest. No, I didn't want this. No. It was for your best benefit. You're showing me you're on your own in the future, but you're a lot more comfortable with it and stable. You're not lying to yourself anymore that this is what you really wanted. You get back in that emotional distance is gone. You're feeling things again. You feel stable. And frankly, you look pretty good on your own. Because you weren't supposed to be in this, whatever this is. You love yourself again. You love your environment again. And I see you happy with you and you trusting yourself. Okay. You look really stable. Anti-stability. Stability of the self, your 3D as well as your emotional world, so you're fine. You're fine, okay? You're more than. You stopped lying to yourself. You seem to be in a lot more command of who you are, okay? In other words, this ending suits you. You knew it would. You knew it would. That's why you wanted it. I don't know. Maybe you didn't know how to admit that to yourself. But I have to insist, this ending suits you quite well. Okay. Dove, that's what I'm saying. You have more peace in the future being on your own and showing me stability and peace of spirit. That's what this is, baby. That's what this is. It was hard to put that into words, but it's so obvious now, right? And the peace in your spirit, look at that. You're coming more into peace. No, you don't have to lie to yourself anymore. This is what you want. The universe did answer your call for help to end this. Maybe you didn't have the strength to do it. Maybe you needed the other person or whoever this is to blow it up. And you had to put on this thing. I didn't want this. I didn't want... Yeah, you did. You don't have to lie to yourself anymore. You don't. Maybe you wish you had prompted it now that you're on the other side of it. You're like, man, I should have done that shit years ago. I know. Hindsight's 20/20. That's typically how it is. But look at the peace. That's what I'm saying. You went to stability and future from anti-stability. With yourself, you're fragmented, your mind's all over the place, your emotions all over the place, you're pulling shit in from the universe or you're not even fully aware of it. But you did want this ending, and it's here. Be at peace with yourself now. You ain't got to lie anymore about what's in your heart either. So you might have been lying to this situation. Yeah, I love it and I still want it. You don't have to do that shit anymore. No more lies. Not to you, not to anyone. And boy, don't you look comfortable. Yes, I see you on your own, at least in your immediate future, when this is done. But it's a comfortable alone. You need some healing. You need to get reacquainted with your 3D world, and you need to get reacquainted more to the point with your heart space and what it feels like when you're just being you and honest with you. Whatever this is, you don't have to lie to it anymore, and you don't have to lie to yourself anymore. That's enough. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments as you see fit. Take care. Be well.